Welcome back to Joe's Astrology, and we're looking at the moon and the science. And I'm reading from a book by Alan Leo. It's called Astrology for All. And let's see what he has to say about the moon in Aries, and I'll add some of my own experiences with moon in Aries. This makes the person an enthusiast in some direction, impulsive, aggressive, and militant in manner, sometimes irritable and liable to fits of anger. I guess I've known a lot of people with moon in Aries. One person I met recently, it was a woman. She was a manager at a company, and I think she was Sun in Leo, Moon in Aries, and very much an enthusiast in the direction of where the company was going. And I think she might not believe this, but I think she would do very well in the future working up in that company for this reason. So I think, you could say that Moon in Aries is a very good placement for a company person. Someone that can be an enthusiast for a business, as it says, in some direction. Because usually businesses, companies, they love that person who is very enthusiastic. You think of sales and being a fire sign, of being a persuasive person. And it says here impulsive, aggressive, and militant. I wouldn't go as far as saying that they're always aggressive or militant, but like with this person, for example, they're not afraid to confront things, to investigate things, insists on having his own way. Again, insists of having his own way, or the company that they keep's own way, in that sense. But disobedient to superiors, independent and self-reliant. Even if they are doing some of the things I'm describing, they still will have this independent nature, even if they have to resist it or not always show it. You can see it in them. They're very independent, very self-reliant. And I think it's kind of interesting that they're at the same time can be militant, but also disobedient to their superiors. So certainly will respect superiors that they respect. I think that's really what it comes down to. Somewhat volatile or changeable and dependent upon impulse, disliking conventionality or discipline. I also had a friend who was Moon in Aries, Sun in Capricorn, Moon in Aries, and he's a teacher, believe it or not, in the school system. And when he got outside of work, man, did he let this fly. Like, you saw the Moon in Aries come out. But of course he had to listen at work and do what he was told, etc. Even though he did have a little situation where he was fired for allowing more of his personality to come out. See, the moon in the sign is really more of the personality. And that's why you can have like a Sun in Capricorn, Moon in Aries work really well in a place like the school system, because you think Capricorn is going to be a lot different in that sense of respecting tradition, and that's how this person was. But when he got off of work, man, he was he taught tennis part-time, and he played tennis. Yeah, that's where I met him, playing tennis. His personality would come out, and like, there's no way this Moon in Aries would survive in the school system. That version of it. He may achieve popularity or notoriety, may be placed in some position in which he exercises authority over a number of people, or is head over many. We think of like the CEO, the Aries, the leader. The moon person in Aries definitely has the capability of being a leader. He will be at the head of some undertaking, or will be in some way prominent in his sphere of life. I'm sure there's exceptions to this, but I would say the majority of Moon in Aries, this is probably going to be the case. I have Moon in the first house, conjunct Mars. And I don't necessarily want to be the head of people, but I probably, it's almost like I can't take a back seat to people. Again, unless I have high respect for them. But it's almost like inevitably I will overtake them and will no longer be able to follow them. So he will be at the head of some undertaking, or be in some way prominent in his sphere of life. It's kind of why I like the internet, though. Now, my moon is in Aquarius and that Mars is in Aquarius, because I don't want to be responsible for people in that sense. I don't want to have to take care of them on a day-to-day basis, which inevitably these people who are at the head of these undertakings, as he put it, they're very much responsible for these people in real life. He will go more by intellect than intuition. Think of Aries, the head, intellect. Aries is very intelligent. Moon in Aries, very, very, very intelligent. You will see very smart people in very smart positions who have Moon in Aries. The mother will play a prominent part in the life in some way, often not a sympathetic or fortunate one, and there's likelihood of differences between the native and his parents. So he gets that idea of the parents, the nurturing home, Moon, Mars, Aries, conflicting in some way. The mother being prominent, Aries being first, the head, first sign, differences between these people and the self. Or it says the latter may die early or be separated from him. So that idea of separation, Mars, Moon. Now, I did have my parents divorced when I was 15. I had a sister who died when I was 16. And my mother died when I was like 28. So there's some of that separation with the family. He will strike out a path for himself, or at least attempt to do so. And there's that idea of like, that kind of is the cause or the impetus to striking out on your own. Because it really, like, even if you're an independent person to begin with, which I was, this really forces you to go out there and be on your own and strike out a path for yourself when you have these deaths and separations in the family. And that is why I don't like how people make these situations to be so bad, because in some cases for people's path, it's necessary. It might not be ideal, but it's necessary. He will strike out a path for himself, or at least attempt to do so. And much that he does, both right and wrong, will be unexpected by his friends and contrary to their advice. That's that idea of experimentation, adventurous, the discovery, going out there and discovering life for yourself. As he says there, both right and wrong, attempting to strike a path for yourself. This doesn't mean that you're going to be successful. Not taking advice from other people. Mysticism or occultism of some kind may show in the life. That's the Mars influence. Mars is very much, contrary to belief, Mars is very much, can be a mystic, very much can be involved in occultism. And may show in his life, or the tendency may take the form of a necessity for secrecy in some of his affairs. See, I think that's where a lot of people don't realize it, because it's secret. You're never going to meet these people. They're secret. They're not going to tell everyone about their secrets. Mars and Scorpio, Mars, secrets. His occupation may sometimes involve secrecy or mystery, or be of low class, though this is very contrary to his nature. He may meet with unpopularity or threatened scandal of some kind. So that is Mars in Aries. Think of some other Mars in Aries. Conor McGregor is a Mars in Aries. Very much can see some of this in him. This rise to the top, to be the head of the boxing world. The lengths that he's gone to win those belts, like changing his weight and all that. Very independent and doing his own thing. So thanks for watching. That is Moon. Oh, I was thinking Mars. He has Mars in Aries. We're talking about Moon in Aries. So I don't know where his Moon is. I'm trying to think of some other Moon in Aries. Well, thanks for watching. Maybe we'll get into another video, and stay tuned for Moon in Taurus.